Silver and gold prices are down big to kick off the week, and there's so much going on right now affecting precious metals. I'm going to break it down for you. Also, this article claims that Chinese-owned solar panel companies are starting to cut production. Is this going to have a huge effect on silver price? Let's get into it. SD Bullion is giving away a monster box of 2024 Tree of Life silver coins. Sign up today at sdbullion.com/sweepstakes. Before I get into what's going on with silver and gold, I want to say a big thank you to all of the veterans out there. Today is Veterans Day, and we're honoring those who fought for our country, for our freedoms. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. But let's get into silver. It is currently sitting at $30.71, down 72 cents today, or 2.31%. But look at what's going on with gold. Gold is actually down 2.42%. So gold is falling faster than silver. This is very unusual. Typically, silver will fall faster than gold, but that's not the case right now. So gold is sitting at $2,624 an ounce, down $65 today. One of the biggest moves we've seen for gold in a while. We did have that huge drop in gold price after Trump was elected. So this move is not quite as big as that one, but perhaps the second biggest move we've seen in a long time. So why are the metals falling today? Well, to put it simply, the markets are still reacting to the Republicans winning the presidency, the Senate, and perhaps the House as well. We are seeing the dollar move up today, so it's no surprise that metals are moving down. But there's something else going on. We are seeing all-time highs for the stock market. Look at this, the S&P 500 over 6,000 for the first time ever. So with stocks continuing to go up, it looks like a lot of people are moving their money out of precious metals and into the stock market. Bitcoin hit a new all-time high today. It continues to go up. Now, it appears as though people looking to put their money into alternative assets are focusing more on cryptos because the Republicans are apparently more pro-crypto or crypto-friendly, so they're thinking that Bitcoin will continue to rise. Now remember, cryptos are extremely volatile. I don't think they're a good place to store your wealth, but people are gambling on the cryptos right now because they simply think they're going to continue to rise. There's a lot of economic data coming out this week, which could have a massive impact on gold and silver prices. Not much going on today or tomorrow, but Wednesday, we've got the consumer price index coming out. So the inflation numbers really could have a big impact on what the Fed is going to be doing at future meetings. And we know if the Fed continues to cut rates, this is great for precious metals. If they stop the rate cuts, then we could see gold and silver fall much further. So the CPI is going to have a big impact. I think we're going to see a huge move in metals on Wednesday as well as Thursday, because we're going to be actually hearing from the man himself. Jerome Powell is speaking Thursday afternoon. So I think that'll have a big impact on metals. Now, the last time Powell spoke, he was actually asked by a reporter if he's going to step down now that Trump has been elected, and listen to what he said.
Some of the president-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Can you follow up on, do you think that legally you're not required to leave?
No.
Do you believe the president has the power to fire or demote you, and has the Fed determined the legality of a president demoting at will any of the other governors with leadership positions?
Not permitted under the law.
So it looks like Jerome Powell is going to remain at the helm for a while. It's so crazy that the Fed is a branch of the government. However, they are privately owned, so they can make their own decisions. We'll see how all of this plays out. I'm anticipating he's probably going to stay there for a while, but if we do get a new Fed chair, that could shake things up for precious metals as well. Moving forward to the December 18 Fed meeting, we have some new projections. Look at the target rate probabilities here. 34.7% chance that rates remain unchanged, a 65.3% chance that rates will come down by another 25 basis points. So the markets are starting to shift. They're starting to think that the rate cuts are going to stop or get spaced out further and further. So it seems as though we're going to see precious metals kind of mellow out or continue to go down because, again, if the Fed doesn't cut rates, this is going to be a stronger dollar, which is worse for precious metals. Speaking of things being bad for precious metals, check out what they write over at Trading Economics. They say silver extended its recent decline past $30.50 per ounce in November, the lowest in nearly 2 months, as a fresh jump in risk sentiment pressured demand for bullion, magnifying the impact of underwhelming fiscal support from top consumer China. The outlook of expansionary fiscal policy in the U.S. ahead of Donald Trump's second term drove investors to pivot out of safety into growth equities and cryptocurrencies, pressuring silver. And they are exactly right. We are seeing new all-time highs for the stock market and Bitcoin, but silver continues to move lower. They continue on. In turn, China refrained from creating new fiscal stimulus flows and opted to restructure public debt in its latest fiscal measures, erasing previous hopes of industrial support. This hampered the outlook for industrial metals across all sectors, pressuring silver due to its high usage in electrification, specifically solar panels. And here's the big part. They write, additionally, Chinese-owned solar panel companies reportedly started to cut production after Trump's election victory in the U.S. threatened higher tariffs in the sector. So if we are seeing solar panel production go down, this is definitely bad for silver, but there is another way to look at this. I found another article talking about China reducing their solar panel production, and look at what they say. Chinese solar panel manufacturers have a strategy for circumventing U.S. trade restrictions, responding to new tariffs by relocating production facilities to countries less affected by American policies. This shift has impacted the solar industry in Southeast Asia following the U.S. Commerce Department's implementation of duties reaching as high as nearly 300% that are targeted at Chinese-owned factories in the region. So they're simply moving their factories. As part of their response, Beijing-backed solar companies are relocating their operations to nearby countries like Indonesia and Laos. New factories are quickly being constructed in these nations, and their combined production capacity is anticipated to equal around half of the solar panels installed in the U.S. last year. So the need for silver might be slowing down at the moment, but once these new factories are up and running, it's looking like the demand for silver in solar panels will continue. So possibly lower silver prices for a short period of time, but then they could bounce back later next year. I want to point out one more thing, which is bullish for precious metals in the medium to long term, and that is the fact that the U.S. national debt continues to grow. It's approaching 36 trillion. It should hit it probably later this week, but they've actually updated the time machine over here at US Debt Clock so we can fast forward to 2028, and they're predicting that the US national debt will actually exceed $50 trillion in the next 4 years if the current rate continues. So this is definitely bullish for precious metals. We're going to see more dollars, we're going to see more debt, we're going to see more inflation, and long term, you want to be holding silver and gold. You don't want to be holding dollars, which can and will be manipulated to lose their value. This is a tax on the American people. You don't want to pay that tax. You can opt out of it by simply buying precious metals and using those for your savings account. So yes, we are seeing lower prices for silver and gold today, and this week will be telling. We will see probably a big move on Wednesday and on Thursday. I don't know if they're going to move up or move down, but I am expecting volatility, and if they continue to move down, this is just an even better buying opportunity. You can buy the dip, stack more precious metals, lower that dollar cost average, and in the long run, I think we're going to look back on $30 silver and say to ourselves, wow, I wish I had bought more back then. So I definitely see a bright future for silver and gold in the long term. These are long-term assets. I'm definitely buying the dip. I have a bunch of silver coming in. I'll do an unboxing on my channel and show all of you in the coming days when I actually get the silver. So stay tuned for that. And I'll see you all in my next one. Silver Dragons out.